Hello and welcome to the United Stand. It's our Champions League final transfer target special. Does that make any sense? Well, he's playing in the Champions League final tonight. He is linked with Manchester United. The name is Saul Niguez. If you don't know about him, I'm sure you do. That fantastic goal he scored against Bayern Munich. But not a lot of you might not know what sort of midfielder he is. And I think you're going to get quite excited about this one. There are a couple of spanners in the work. I was right first time. One being that he literally only just signed a new contract with Atletico Madrid a few days ago, basically committing to the club until 2021. But the big thing about that really, and I think the reason they wanted the deal done, is the buyout clause has gone from £34 million to £54 million. It sort of makes it unlikely, but having said that, there are things that then make it quite likely, which I'll come to now. One, he's part owned by Jorge Mendes, Mourinho's agent. Two, we have been looking at him. There was the reports of a bid around January time. Probably didn't fancy Van Gaal, can't blame him for that. And yeah, he's very important to Atletico Madrid. He's enjoying his time there. He's 21, he's not 22, I think, until November. But this lad, if you don't know anything about him, just because of that goal, I think some people think he's an attacking midfielder. He is in a sense, but he's brilliant at arriving late in the box, which is exactly what United need to get back to. Midfielders moving on the forwards, crosses coming in the box, breaking into the box. He's very good like that. A bit like, well, you can't compare him to Scholes, but a bit like Scholes in that sense. But he's had for a lad of 21, he has got masses of experience. He's played nearly 50 games for Spain at all different levels. He came to Atletico Madrid from Elche, I think that's how you pronounce it. And actually, if you have a look at him, he actually started off, was predicted by Simone, I think 2014, he did an article on him, basically said he's like Busquets, he's going to be that sort of thing. He's not as tall as Busquets, he's not 6 foot, but he was tipped to be a defensive midfielder because he's tough tackling, energetic. Recently, he's getting the headlines for being more attacking, and in a sense, he's a bit Renato Sanchez-esque. Remember him, the player that we probably should have got, who's now gone to Bayern Munich. However, he's more established than Sanchez. He's been playing in La Liga for a top side and in the Champions League for the last couple of years. He's been doing really well. He's obviously made that impact against Bayern Munich. A fantastic player. Some people say he's a bit like Herrera, but Herrera's never had the impact that this lad had in La Liga or the Champions League, and he's more energetic than Herrera. That's not. I like Herrera. I think Herrera under Mourinho is going to be a totally different player. But this Niguez lad, he's not the attacking midfielder that people think he is, always going to be another Mata or anything like that. He is essentially a box-to-box midfielder, which is what we need. Energy, great on the ball, good at passing like most Spanish midfielders in the Iniesta or Xavi sort of role is. But that ability to be also defensive, but also get in the box, score individual goals, get on the end of crosses, all-round sort of midfielder that would fit perfectly with Manchester United. He's been doing it in the Champions League, so there's no reason why he couldn't adapt away from the Liga into the Premier League. I suppose the falling down thing is the reality is he has just signed that new contract. Could we wrestle him away from Atletico Madrid? Well, there's a very short answer. If we want him and we pay £54 million, Atletico Madrid can't stop him coming. His agent, part-owned, is Jorge Mendes. Mourinho, if he wants him, Manchester United, it is a deal that can be done. It's not totally left field. So, give us your thoughts on him. To be honest, I think if this happened, it would almost be our signing of the summer. Because for his age, he fits into that. We want young players to come and get better at Manchester United, like Martial, people like that. I would love it to happen. I'm not laying it down on the down low because it could happen. Anything can happen under Mourinho, but I just am thinking, well, he's at Atletico Madrid. Does he want to leave there? It's a lot of money. There's a lot of question marks about it, but anything can happen under Mourinho, and I think that Jorge Mendes thing helps. But as a player, excited. If he came to Manchester United, I would be very, very excited because he's box to box. He's good in the tackle. He's energetic. He's quick, he can run at people, he can get in the box, and obviously, typical Spanish midfielder, he's good with the ball at his feet and he's great with possession, so he'd fit in perfectly at Manchester United. Be interesting to see if anything comes of it. Watch him in the Champions League later, or if you've already watched him, what did you think? Be absolutely perfect for Manchester United, absolutely perfect. We'll just have to see what happens. Give us your thoughts, drop us a like please, loads of videos going on, loads of transfer stuff. It's the summer of love, thanks to Mourinho. It's good to be alive, it's good to be a United fan, and we're enjoying every minute. I hope you are. Thanks for watching.